How are things going so far?
Good. It's going well. The team's out here at Naval Air Facility El Centro, California, and we're out here in the desert, and we've just been practicing. For our winter training out here is 10 weeks of intensive training, and the team's coming together. At the beginning, the team will fly just a diamond and then just the solos separately, and that's where they can kind of hone their skills and make sure that they know the proper sequence of maneuvers, and then they all come together as the Delta with all six. So they've been practicing out here, 2-3 times a day.
Wow. 2 or even sometimes 3 flights a day, 6 days a week. And then this ugly sequestration rearing its head. And do we have any idea what the schedule is right now?
Right. So right now, an all-Navy message came out this weekend from the Secretary of the Navy, the Honorable Ray Mabus, and it basically kind of just laid out the Navy's response to sequestration and what's going to happen. And in regards to the Blue Angels, it laid out the intent to cancel the April shows right now. So that's where we stand right now. There is an intention to cancel the April shows.
But yet so I guess they're technically not canceled.
They have not officially been canceled yet, although our first show in April was scheduled for MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa on April 6th and 7th. And unfortunately, the Air Force made the decision to cancel the entire show. So that show has been canceled. But the other 3 shows scheduled for the month, right now we're waiting word to find out if the Blue Angels will be canceled for those.
Right. So let's, again, that's kind of above our pay grade. So let's deal with March, because that's the immediate part. You all have, even though flying 2 or 3 times a day at El Centro, they start off there. You all start the season off with an air show there, but that's all the bells and whistles, all the other airplanes flying in from all over, and in that gorgeous flying weather.
Right. Well, we always kick off our season in NAF El Centro, and it's a great way to bring people here to the Imperial Valley, and it's actually the number one event raising enough money for the local community out here, which is a very rural and agricultural diverse area. So it's always wonderful when we can give back to the community and have people come out and kind of see what the team has been doing for the past 10 weeks. So,
I gotcha. And then, so when are you scheduled to be back in Pensacola?
Yep, so we are scheduled to fly back on Monday, March 18th. So you'll see the six jets and Fat Albert coming back on that Monday.
All right, well, it'll be nice to have you home. And then what happens? I mean, there is a normal work schedule, a normal routine that you all are big on routine, and people may not understand that, but folks, that's the absolute soul of maintaining competency. Is that you fly, you plan your flight, you fly your plan, and you do it again and again and again, and that's how they get 36 inches apart at 600 miles an hour.
Yes, and that's something that some people don't always understand, because in aviation, routine and repetitiveness, that's when mishaps can happen when you get in a routine. But for the Blue Angels, that's what we need to be able to perform, as you said, 36 inches apart. And when we are not in a routine and when you don't have that repetition, then when there can be issues.
Yeah, that's a nice way to say a bad day at the office. So you get back on Monday the 18th. I've got to imagine that they got a day or 2 off, and then. But so when do you think the first? And I have to call them practice or rehearsal, because that's the only way to refer to them accurately. Right. When is the first or second one of those scheduled for Pensacola when you get back?
Yep, so when we get back to Pensacola on Wednesday, March 20th, the team will be doing their circles and arrival maneuvers, and that's when we fly over the airfield, and they're looking down on the ground to get their visual checkpoints, and that's where they know to come in for all of their maneuvers. So they'll do that for 2 hours on Wednesday, and then the team, the next day on Thursday, we will leave for Naval Air Station Key West for the Key West Air Show that weekend.
And then you come back from that, I'm guessing maybe Sunday afternoon?
Sunday night. Yep, we will return Sunday night.
And then Monday is off. That's normal. And then is it kind of a wait and see on if you all fly on Tuesday per normal?
It is, because we are still in standby mode for April. The Navy's still determining the amount of flight training and practice that we will be having. So we are still standing by for the last week of March to find out if we'll be practicing.
All right. So very honestly, there's a lot of stuff. You just don't know. You haven't gotten the memo.
Nope, and I mean we're the Navy and Department of Defense is really in uncharted territory right now, and we're just trying, and the Navy is just trying to make sure that they have the least amount of impact, and to ensure that we've got resources in place for the forward deployed units, and that's really the key right now is to make sure that our nation's secure, and we're putting the resources to make sure that we keep a strong Navy and strong Department of Defense.